For those of you with a TikTok attention span of maybe 3 seconds, this video probably isn't for you because it's going to be a little long. We have a lot of information to get through today, so sit down, shut up, and listen. Hi, my name is SgtFidget, and this is the Dead by Daylight Streamerbowl Info Blast. What is St Jude Children's Hospital? The mission of St Jude Children's Research Hospital is to advance cures and means of prevention for pediatric catastrophic diseases through research and treatment. Consistent with the vision of founder Danny Thomas, who opened the doors to St Jude in 1962 with a dream that no child should die in the dawn of life. No child is denied treatment based on race, religion, or a family's ability to pay. Unlike other hospitals, the majority of St. Jude's funding comes from individual contributions. And thanks to generous donors, families never receive a bill from St. Jude for treatment, travel, housing, or food. Treatments developed at St. Jude have helped push the overall childhood cancer survival rate from 20% to more than 80% since it opened more than 60 years ago. What is the StreamerBowl? When I first had this idea, it was originally a 2-day event with 16 teams competing. But 24 hours into the planning, I said to myself, nah, we can go bigger. So what is the Dead by Daylight StreamerBowl? It is a 3-day event where 32 teams will be competing to raise money for St. Jude Children's Hospital. It is going to be set up in the style of an elimination bracket that you would see in some sort of tournament. However, hold up. I know some of you just heard tournament and went, but just bear with me for a moment. The rules will start out like a balanced tournament normally would. However, what makes this unique is that we are going to have donation goals that as we hit the donation goals, the rules of the tournament will change. The rules will become more unbalanced. There will be fun modifiers for our players, which will of course make it even more fun for our viewers. The rule changes will start off pretty easy. However, as more money is raised and more donation goals are hit, it will become more challenging and even more creative. While it is based off a competitive tournament style, it is meant to be fun and entertaining for both our players and our viewers, and the more money that is raised for charity, the harder the games will become. We are still a couple months out from the actual event, so all of these ideas are in the very early stages of planning, but just to give you an idea of what I'm kind of hovering around here, some of the donation goal / rule changes will be something like survivors must hit 1 head-on play each game. Killers cannot hook survivors in the basement. 1 survivor on the team must run no mither, and even banning certain OP killers. I will be reaching out to 32 people to hopefully be team captains for this event. As of recording this, I have not reached out to anyone. Those 32 team captains will then reach out to 4 to 5 other players to form a team. All of these players must be streamers, which means there will be anywhere from 128 to 160 streamers involved in this 3-day event. All partners, affiliates, and even non-affiliates like Ninja are all welcome. I will not be picking any players for the actual team. However, I fully expect a lot of people to be reaching out to me over the next month or two, trying to get involved in this event. So if there are any team captains who are struggling to find other streamers for their team, feel free to reach out to me. I am more than happy to help you out. How will the days be structured? This is a 3-day event from Friday until Sunday. Friday and Saturday will have the same structure. We are going to have 16 teams on Friday and 16 teams on Saturday. I am then going to break that down even more into 2 6-hour blocks per day. That means I will have 8 teams in the morning block and 8 teams in the afternoon block on Friday and Saturday. At the end of each block, 2 teams will move on to day 3 giving us a total of 8 teams competing on the final day. While I understand Friday is a work day for a lot of you, I will do my absolute best to accommodate all of your schedules. However, as it's just me making the entire schedule for potentially 160 people, I will need 16 teams on Friday and 16 teams on Saturday. So if I get 32 teams all coming to me saying you're only available on Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna be blunt, 16 of you are going to get replaced. You have 2 months to make it work. Figure it out. With that being said, nobody will actually be needed for all 3 days. At most, you will only be playing for 2 days max. How can everyone be involved? Let's address the elephant in the room. Even with a potential 160 streamers involved in this event, not everyone who wants to play will be able to play. Even though I have doubled the amount of teams from 16 to 32, there are still going to be hundreds of people who want to play that won't be able to. Unfortunately, it's just a numbers game. So I've come up with an idea that, of course, isn't as fun as actually getting to play in the event, but it's a way that makes it so anyone who wants to be involved is fully able to be involved and help influence the event. I am going to make the Tiltify donation link and the browser source publicly available to anyone who wants it. What this means is that you and your communities can all work together to work towards the donation goals and helping change the rules of the games, even if the event has already ended for that day. For example, let's say day 1 ends and we have raised $10,000. First off, people, we can do better. Get it together. So the event ends on day 1, and the time between day 1 ending and day 2 starting, all of the other streamers raising money on their streams raised together a total of $5,000. So we are now starting day 2 at $15,000 raised. That means all of the donation goals and all of the rule changes between $10,000 and $15,000 will instantly go into effect on the very first game of day 2. And of course, from day 2 into day 3. Rules will also go into effect between games throughout the day. So when 2 teams are facing off in their round, the rules for the first game might not be the same rules for the second game. My goal with all of this is to try and bring the entire Dead by Daylight community together. By putting it all under one big community donation, it doesn't matter if you're a small streamer and you raise $5, or maybe you're a bigger streamer and you raise $500. Every dollar counts. Every dollar goes towards unlocking the next goal, and every dollar comes together as one big donation from the Dead by Daylight community for the kids. Lastly, as long as you have the donation link and the browser source set up on your stream, I genuinely don't mind if you just want to open my stream and watch some of the event games with your community. As far as I'm concerned, the more eyes on the charity, the better. Am I looking for volunteers? Short answer, yes, please. Yes, yes. This event is going to be massive, and I'm going to need a lot of help to cover a lot of jobs throughout the 3 days. I have a set team that I have worked with on all 4 of my past events, and I 100% intend to ask them to come back and help again with this one. However, those were single day events. This is a weekend long thing with some of the days being anywhere up to 12 hours. I do not want them doing 12-hour days. The only person I want doing 12-hour plus days is me. I have 3 different volunteer jobs that I'm going to be looking for. First off, moderators for the chat. I am going to be probably reaching out to people that I already know and trust for this. I'm expecting there's going to be a lot more eyes and people in the chat than a normal basis. So I'm going to be asking others to help moderate my chat so that my current moderators are not completely overwhelmed. I am going to be looking for referees to help with the matches. In my past events, I have always had one referee for the entire day. However, there's going to be a lot going on and a lot of things to keep organized as more and more rule changes are unlocked over the weekend. So for this event, I actually want 2 referees on at all times. I know a lot of people in the comp DBD world, and I'm sure others in that world will probably be seeing this video. So if you know any referees who you think might be interested in helping out, or if you are someone with past referee experience, by all means, please reach out. I am going to be looking to put together a pretty solid team so that we have a lot of referees on the go, but also, again, so people don't have to do really long days. Lastly, I'm going to be looking for people to help keep the players organized throughout the day. I give all the credit in the world to my team when I say this, but I take great pride that after all 4 of my past events, every single time people have come up to me and they have said, Fidget, this is the most organized event I have ever been a part of. I have a very strict system that I have created from my past events that when followed and when people do what they're told to do, the events always run very smoothly. I will be looking for people to help out who are comfortable reaching out to people in DMs that they do not know and are also comfortable telling where people need to go and when. Preferably, all of these volunteers will be available for 6-hour blocks on all 3 days. However, if you can do a little less or a little longer, I'm sure we're going to put together a team that will be able to be flexible and help each other out. I have never done an event of this size before, but when I get an idea like this, I like to go big. It's going to be a challenging couple months leading up to this, but I say that with all of the excitement and all of the optimism. I am hoping to get some of your favorite content creators involved in this event, and I'm also hoping to get content creators involved that you maybe haven't had the pleasure of discovering yet. If you would like to see your favorite streamer involved in this event, tag them in this Twitter thread down below, or at least send this video their way so that they can learn about this event and potentially get involved. Dead by Daylight community, I know we don't always agree on everything, but I think we all can agree that coming together and putting on an entertaining weekend for our communities and raising money to help sick kids fight cancer is something worth coming together for. This May, let's raise some money and say F cancer for the kids.